You didn't start feeling bad because being single is wrong. You started feeling bad because you compared your life to someone else's highlight reel. You watched other people pair up and assumed you were behind. You told yourself time was running out. But loneliness isn't proof of failure. It's proof you haven't betrayed yourself yet. And that's something most people can't say. You think life has a schedule you missed, as if love follows a deadline instead of alignment. But rushing intimacy doesn't make you mature. It makes you desperate. And desperation doesn't attract love. It attracts problems dressed as people. The clock you're racing against isn't real. The hardest moments aren't the nights. They're the quiet weekends. When no one texts. When the world slows down and you can't distract yourself. That silence isn't punishing you. It's revealing what you've been avoiding. And that's where growth begins. You envy couples without seeing the cost. You don't hear the arguments behind closed doors. You don't feel the resentment they swallow daily. Many people aren't in love. They're just afraid to be alone. Being single isn't worse than that. It's cleaner. You could be with someone right now. If you lowered your standards enough, if you ignored your intuition long enough. But you didn't, and that restraint isn't weakness. It's self-respect in its rawest form. That matters more than companionship. Loneliness hurts, but emptiness inside a relationship is worse. Loneliness still leaves room for hope. Emptiness suffocates it. You're not broken because you're alone. You're intact. And that's rare. This phase isn't a punishment. It's a workshop. A place to sharpen your identity. To build a life that doesn't collapse without validation. If you skip this stage, relationships will expose you. If you master it, they'll compliment you. There's a difference. You're not late. You're selective. And that distinction will save you years of regret. Most people never slow down enough to choose consciously. You did. That's not loneliness. That's discipline. You don't keep meeting toxic people by accident. You meet them because something in you feels familiar to them. That doesn't mean you're bad. It means you haven't healed. Patterns repeat until they're understood. And yours is trying to teach you something. Whether you listen or not is up to you. You call it chemistry because it's intense. Fast attachment. Stromediate pull. But intensity isn't intimacy. It's often anxiety meeting validation. Real connection moves slower. You attract what you tolerate. If you accept disrespect, it will find you. If you avoid boundaries, someone will cross them. Toxic people don't hunt strength. They respond to permission. And you've been giving it unconsciously. That ends when awareness begins. Peace feels boring when chaos raised you. Stability feels suspicious when you're used to unpredictability. So you chase emotional highs, then call it passion. But what you're really chasing is familiarity. And familiarity isn't always healthy. The moment you set a boundary, everything changes. Healthy people adjust. Toxic people resist. Some disappear. Others escalate. That reaction tells you everything you need to know. Boundaries don't push away the right people. You don't need to fix anyone to deserve love. You don't need to carry someone's chaos to feel needed. That's not loyalty. That's self-abandonment. Love doesn't ask you to disappear. It asks you to show up whole. Stop rescuing. The right connection will feel calm, not empty, not boring, just steady. And that might feel strange at first, because peace isn't what you're used to. But discomfort doesn't mean danger. Sometimes it means growth. You don't need better luck with people. You need better standards for yourself. When you change what you accept, everything changes. The chaos fades, the noise quiets, and what remains is clarity. That's when real connection becomes possible. You won't choose wrong because you're ignorant. You'll choose wrong because you're tired. Tired of waiting. Tired of hoping. Tired of being alone with your thoughts. So relief starts looking like love. And that's where the mistake begins. The wrong person feels easy. They don't challenge you. They don't confront your contradictions. They let you stay exactly as you are. And that feels peaceful until you realize peace without growth is decay. Slow. Quiet. Invisible. The signs were always there. They were just quiet. Avoided conversations. Surface level understanding. Emotional distance you kept excusing. You saw them. You just didn't want to start over. You didn't fall in love with her. You fell in love with familiarity. With a dynamic that matched your unresolved past. That felt like chemistry. But it was repetition. Until you heal the part of you that accepts less, you'll keep choosing less. Time invested isn't proof of alignment. Memories aren't commitment. Shared history isn't a future. You stay because leaving feels like failure, but staying in the wrong place costs more. Not immediately. Over years. The truth doesn't arrive during arguments. It arrives during silence. When you stop sharing, when you stop dreaming out loud, when you feel more yourself alone than together, that's when you know. Not loudly. Clearly, you call it commitment, but it's fear. Fear of starting over. Fear of being alone again. Fear of admitting you chose wrong. Staying isn't always strength. Sometimes it's avoidance wearing discipline. You won't choose right until you're willing to walk away. From comfort. From familiarity. From people who almost fit. The right relationship doesn't save you. It meets you when you're already standing. Whole. Aware. If you're still single, that's not failure. That's opportunity. Time to choose with clarity instead of fear. Most people never do. You still can. And that changes everything. If you let it.